Today's video dives into the sneaky scams that will be waiting for you the moment you step off the plane at an international airport. We'll explore how these scams work, the red flags to watch out for, and some essential tips to keep yourself safe on your next trip. You might already be familiar with the usual taxi scams, like meters that seem to run at super speed or drivers taking longer routes to jack up the fare. However, there are two other scams that will specifically target first-time visitors to the country, and the first of the two is the rideshare scam. Right as you step outside the airport, you might be approached by drivers claiming that services like Uber or Lyft aren't available in the city or aren't allowed to do pickups and drop-offs at the airport. They're trying to stop you from even picking up your phone and checking out the apps yourself, hoping that you'll opt for their taxi service instead. These drivers can be aggressive and even take your luggage without your permission and put it into their vehicles so you don't even have a chance to look up the rideshare options. And often these aren't even official licensed cabs, which means that they might rip you off on the price as well as be risky to drive with. And if you did arrange for your transportation from the airport to your accommodations in advance, in order to avoid negotiating with taxi drivers or being scammed by a transportation scam, then you definitely need to know about the details of the pre-booked shuttle scam. Someone posing as an airport official might help you to find your shuttle and ask to see your reservation confirmation, only to tell you that unfortunately, that shuttle has already left without you. They will then apologize for the inconvenience and suggest an alternative shuttle or taxi, asking you to pay upfront with the promise of a refund for the original booking and possibly even a discount on the new shuttle. Oh, I can't complain. He's too cute. Hey, stop it. Unfortunately, this alternative ride often has no connection to the original ride that you booked, and therefore you end up paying them for the ride, but your refund for the original booking never comes through. This scam is particularly common in tourist hotspots like Cancun, where there are a high number of shuttles, and it can make it difficult to figure out which one is yours, and then it is quite tempting to accept help from a seemingly friendly airport official. Let us know down in the comments if you prefer to use a taxi, a shuttle, or a rideshare app like Uber or Lyft. I will always opt for the rideshare option when it is available, and it is important to check before you land in an international destination which rideshare services they use in that country. For example, in many Asian countries, you may find that there's Grab available, but not Uber or Lyft. And definitely hit that subscribe button to join myself and this little troublemaker back here for more videos and travel tips soon. Another tricky scam that catches travelers off guard is the contactless ATM scam. The first stop for many international travelers when they land in a foreign city is to hit the ATM at the airport to get local currency. You always need to be extra vigilant when withdrawing cash from an ATM, and you definitely want to be aware of this new scam. The contactless ATM scam occurs when you find an ATM with its card slot being damaged or unusable, often because it's been tampered with by a scammer. It might seem like a minor inconvenience at first, since you can simply lose the contactless withdrawal method instead. But here's the catch. Unlike a usual transaction where you insert your card, when you use the contactless method, it doesn't log you out of the machine immediately. This setup leaves your bank account vulnerable for a brief window, allowing scammers who may be lurking nearby a perfect opportunity to access your funds as soon as you walk away. If you ever find yourself needing to use the contactless feature at an ATM, make sure you always manually log out of your session after completing the transaction before you walk away. The next scam to be aware of when you arrive at the airport to start your vacation is the SIM card scam. It may seem like a smart move to grab a SIM card right at the airport, thinking that you'll be all set to use data freely without worrying about any unexpected bills. But beware, this convenience is precisely what scammers are counting on. At mobile kiosks, scammers might offer SIM cards with an attractive data package that seems perfect at first. Initially, everything works great, but once you leave the airport area, perhaps within a few hours or sometimes even in a day or two, your data stops working. This could be because the SIM card that you bought was only valid in a specific zone of the city, which of course the seller did not tell you, or perhaps it came with less data than what you thought you were paying for. For example, you may have thought you bought 10 gigs of data, but they possibly only gave you a card with 1 gig of data. By the time you realize there's a problem, you are far from the airport and there's no customer service to turn to or a paper trail if you wanted to request a refund. Now you're stuck having to buy another SIM card from a different provider. If you want to avoid the possibility of getting scammed at one of these airport SIM card stalls, and the next scam on this list, which is probably the most costly scam targeting international travelers on arrival, then you'll definitely want to consider setting up an eSIM before your departure flight. I'm excited to have partnered with Saily on this video to introduce you to their eSIM, which is essentially a digital version of a physical SIM card. Their plans are incredibly affordable and available in over 160 countries, so you can buy data before you leave and get connected during your trip without the outrageous roaming fees that you would incur if you did use your usual phone's data plan internationally. Switching to using an eSIM on your trip might seem a little bit daunting, especially if you are not tech savvy, which I certainly am not. But I have a feeling you're going to be pleasantly surprised by how simple it is to get connected. You open the Saily app, click Add Plan, choose a plan, and then enter the discount code MEGAN to get an additional 15% off. The Saily plan will automatically activate as soon as you arrive at your destination country, giving you instant access to the internet without having to do anything or change any setting on your phone. Check the link down in the video description to get more information, and then don't forget to use the code MEGAN at checkout to save an additional 15% on your Saily eSIM. An eSIM can also protect you from another common airport scam, the Wi-Fi phishing scam, which targets international travelers when they land at the airport. Connecting to airport Wi-Fi might seem essential when your plane lands because you need to do things like navigate the airport, translate immigration forms, let family or friends know that you have arrived, and possibly even try avoiding taxi scams by booking your ride through apps like Uber or Lyft. The trouble is that scammers know travelers will be desperate for connection post-flight, and they will try to take advantage of you by setting up these fake Wi-Fi hotspots with free internet access. The Wi-Fi phishing scam involves fake Wi-Fi networks that mimic the official airport internet. These networks often have convincing names, like free_airport_Wi-Fi, making them seem legitimate, but they are set up by scammers to lure travelers into connecting. Once you're online, they can easily see everything that you are doing, monitor your activity, and steal sensitive information like passwords or financial details. The scariest part of this scam is that you could connect to one of these Wi-Fi hotspots, use the internet as usual, disconnect, leave the airport, and never even know that all of your information and whatever the heck you did while you were browsing was compromised. Setting up a Saily eSIM before your next trip means that as soon as the plane touches down in a new country, you will have access to the internet. You'll be able to do everything you need to do, like message friends or call an Uber, without ever having to risk connecting to a Wi-Fi hotspot. All Saily eSIM plans work with iOS or Android devices, and if you need any help, there's 24/7 support. Plus, if the eSIM doesn't work as expected, you'll get a full refund. Check the link down in the description or scan the QR code that is on the screen now to get more information on how easy it is to set up a Saily eSIM and get connected for your next trip. There are also many scams targeting checked luggage, and you probably won't even know that you are a victim of one of these scams until you arrive at your hotel to unpack. International airports don't follow the same surveillance rules and governing bodies like TSA, and things can end up being left in holding areas unattended, or baggage handlers can slip their hands in bags, which is apparently what happened to this couple flying home from a destination wedding in Jamaica. I'll link to a video in the description for you to watch next with critical tips on keeping your checked luggage safe from theft when you take an international vacation. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join us back here for more travel tips and hacks each week, and I will see you in that next video soon. Bye.